Let's explore a database. The first thing we have to do is to go to our library website. So I did a search in Google here, Penn West Library, and here it is, Penn West Library. So I click here, and it takes me to the library page here. Let me see if I can reduce this. So okay, perfect. So we can do like a general search here, or federated search, or universal search, whatever they call it, one search, and you can do advanced search. But for our class, we'll go to the databases. Okay, so we click here, databases, and as you can see, we have, according to this, there are 98 databases that are that we have access to. So let me see what they have in terms of library databases. Okay, they have this one called Library Information Science Source, and they have Library Information Science and Technology Abstracts. Let me click in the first one. By the way, what I'm doing now is something that I'm asking you to do for your homework, right? For your exploration of a database. So let's see some elements that we can see here, and we're going to talk about interface and also about content. And we're going to follow the research guide here that I posted in the instructions to understand how, what the content of a database is and what the resources of the database are. So here we have these are the windows to do searches, and we can have more windows. We just have to click here, and it will add another window. As you will well know, these are the Boolean operators, and depending how we combine them, we can broaden or narrow the search. If we use and, it will be narrower. If we use or, it will broaden the search. Okay. If we use not, we are taking a subset of the search out of the search. On the other side, we have the fields, searchable fields or access points. So you can search with any of these fields to get the records that you are looking for. Okay. So the idea, okay, so we have this advanced search here. We have windows for search. We have fields for searching. Then here at the top, we have the help, okay? And as you can see, they talk about, the browser, the requirements, translation, ebooks, audiobooks, how to search, basic search, descriptors, Boolean operators, expanders, images, etc., etc. They also talk about browsing, the thesaurus, the publications, cited references, and the results too. So please make sure you read all this information and report that on your homework. You don't have to go over everything. You just have to tell me what you saw there. In terms of databases, EBSCO, let's say EBSCO is a company that has many databases. The interface is very similar in each one. So once you are familiar with one of the EBSCO host databases, well, the rest look very, very, very similar. Okay. Here we have publications. So what it means is that these are the publications that are indexed in this database. Okay. The other thing that is very important is a thesaurus. And a thesaurus, we use it to do a search using control vocabulary. Okay. It's not like natural vocabulary, but it's more like a control vocabulary. So if I want to look for children's literature, so I'll put children's here, and let's say I'm going to put children's collection, and I browse, and it said that they don't have that term. So the terms that I use is this. So we can look, for example, children's book. Okay, so I click here in children's book, and the thesaurus will tell me children's book. Here are entered works of on books for children considered as physical objects, and so on. And if then, as a thesaurus has a broader term, a narrower term, a related term, and use for. So if I want a broader term, I will use books. If I want a narrower term, I will use children's audio books or children's reference book, illustrated children's book, and so on. So the thesaurus is very important because they use the thesaurus to catalog and index resources, right? Then we have cited reference, and cited reference refer to works that are cited here. So, for example, in the first field, searchable field, we have cited author, which means that we're not looking for the published author, we're looking for a cited author. For example, in a paper, somebody cites another author in the reference in text citing, and of course, is reflected in the reference list. So that's what it means. So these are authors and works that has been cited. Okay, we have images here too, and we have this delimiter or search options to look for the images that this database will have or not. Okay, and more, we have indexes. An index, think about like a book, and if you go to the end of the book, you will have an index of keywords, descriptors, control vocabulary that refers to a page number. Here we're talking about a huge collection of journals, okay, of academic journals. So they have several electronic indexes that we can use that will point to the resources that we are looking for. So let's see how many indexes we have. We have author supply keywords, corporate author, document type, historical subjects, ISBN, ISSN, journal name, language, series, subject terms, year of publication, etc. Okay. We have here, we have a basic search, we have the advanced search, and we have a search history. Okay, so that's another thing that we have. We can add the records to folders, and we can also do like preferences. If I want my the language to be in English or any other type of language. Let's do a search. So let me search with keywords. Let me search, well, I'm going to use an author and a keyword. Okay, last name of this author is going to be Tenopir, and I'm going to put here as an author, personal author. And I'm going to put here, let me see if we find anything. Maybe we don't find citation analysis, okay? And this can be anywhere. So what I'm trying to retrieve is Tenopir as an author and citation analysis in the whole text, you know. We can also, depending on the search, and this is important also for your homework, we can see how we can delimit this search, either by publication day, either by document type, by publication title, and so on. So this is very important too. Let's not use that now, and let's do the search here. Okay, so we got 80 results, and it is showing me 20. So I want to see, this goes from 1983, the first publication, to 2022. Now I want only academic journals, so I'm going to click here. So now we have 31 records here. Remember, a database is in the database we will have, of course, the title, the abstract, and the issue number, volume, and title of the publication, title of the work and title of the publication. But but also we have access to the full text. Not in every case. Some cases like this first one, we have access to an HTML full text. That's great. In other instances, like this second resource here, we only, well, not only, we have access to the PDS full text. Okay. But there may be here, you don't have the full text right there. You have to get it later. One way, if we don't have access to the full text, we can always get that through interlibrary loan. Okay. So let's click on this one here. Local citation analysis, publishing and regarding patterns using multiple methods to evaluate faculty use of an academic library's research. We click here and let's see what fields do we have. We have authors, and here is Dr. Carol Tenopir and Concepcion Wilson. We have the source. Source means the name of the journal. Journal of the American Society for Information Science and Technology. We have the description. Document type is an article. Subjects, and these are assigned by the indexers in this database. We have an abstract that explains, it summarizes the article. Then we have the number of the publication, the ISSN. We have the identifier. We have it says that it have 13 images, and if we click here, we have the PDF folder. Now, let's see what other information we can find about this database. So I'm going to use the name of the database. I'm going to copy, and I'm going to search. I'm going to do a Google search. Okay, and I'm going to click. Okay, so it's taking me to the EBSCO website. So I click here. My database was named Library and Information Science Source. And here it is, Library Information Science Source. Okay, let's see what other information we can get here. Okay, so so they have several versions here. Let's see, full text database, library information source, active full text, non-open access journals, 110. I think we have this version. Active full peer review non-open access journals, 75. Active full peer review non-open access journals with no embargo, 27. And active full open access journals indexed in Web of Science and in Scopus, 62. Here we have the price too. Active full non-access, $52,000. The other ones are the abstracts are $38,000 and $8,000. I think that's that should be a annual price, right? Let me see what is active full non-open access retail value. Wow. Okay, so here we have a description. Library and information science includes a rigorous curation and indexing of open access journals, which has resulted in a growing collection of 191 active global open access journals. Once validated and certified for inclusion, these open access journals are treated with high quality indexing and sophisticated, precise full text linking. Okay, so here unique full text journals, library and information sources, science source includes 121 full text non-open access journals. And there is a searchable cited reference. We already saw that. And you can, when you do the search, it searches in 248 journals. Okay, so it takes about the quality. It takes about the subjects covered. So automation, care and restoration of books, cataloging, censorship, circulation procedures, classification, copyright, electronic resources, electronic searching, government aid, library equipment and supplies, public relations, publishing, rare books, and reference services. Okay. Let's go back to the database here. Okay. So another thing that we have in a database is that we can add records to the folder, to our personal folder. And let's go to I just added this record here. And let me click here, it's added here. And I can email myself this record. And not only I can email myself this record, I can email myself with a PDF file. So HTML full text when available, PDF as separate attachment, and I can, I said, yes, send me the detailed citation and abstract. And I want in APA 7th edition. So I go here and click here. And then I put my email account here, and I will get the summary. I will get the PDF, and it will come in APA 7th edition. So I have that done already. Okay, and I can be adding more records to my folder. Okay, so let's see what they ask here. What are the criteria here? Okay, how to evaluate database content. Evaluating a database for content is a matter of describing the literature covered in the database and how the database covers. Well, for that, it was very important to do to search here in Google to see what kind of things they cover. Here are the subject covers, how many active journals are being indexed, and open access journals too. Okay, let me go back here. When evaluating how a database covers a specific literature, you're asking what level of indexing is provided. Are there abstracts and how detailed? Yes, there are abstract and there is full text in most cases. Help screen, we saw the help screen. Look at the several databases record. Do a simple broad keyword search as we did. Examine several records. You will immediately understand a great deal about the database. Try repeating your search with different pre-search limits related to the format and get a sense of how uniform indexing is across different formats. In particular, try limiting to book chapter. When you do so, you should get a record that indicates which book the chapter comes. You will need an information to find in the chapter. So pre-limited search fields we have here. Let's go back here, and let's do another search. Okay, so we can limit to full text, reference available, journal articles, and we can have book reviews, show more. This is what we have in this search. We don't have book chapters. Other databases will have may have available the book chapter, but let's do a new search. So we go here and we want to clear this, and let's go to advanced search. Okay, and this is what they call the pre you will let me say, do a simple broad search. Okay, you will need to understand a great deal. Okay. Pre-limit. Okay, we can pre-limit this. So let's see how we can, let's see if they have books here. Okay, all document type, book chapter. Okay, we're going to pre-limit this to a book chapter. And let's do a search here. Let's search reference services. Let's see what they have in terms of book chapter. I'm doing a pre-limited search. So I have a book chapter here, and I can open the book chapter. And then I can study what they have in the book chapter. Let's go here, PDF full text. And in this search, I will have chapter 1. So I can describe that, okay? Publication list, we went over that. Does it have a specialized subsets of database? Well, it is interesting, according to this here, Yes, we have open access journals, and also we have unique full text journals that are not open access. So that could be considered a subset. Who created the databases? Well, that's that we the database is a product that is provided by EBSCO. Okay, so I think this, if it were up to me, I will say that EBSCO is the provider of this database. Then, in terms of the interface, we look at keyword indexes. We look at the thesaurus. We look at the indexes. We look at the pre-search limits are right here. Let me go back here and do a new search here. So these are the we can do this before we do the search. Okay, the pre-search limits. Then post-search limits. Okay, let's click here, and the ones that are on the left side, this will be your post-search limits. The browse indexes, we look at it are right here. We look at the thesaurus, and we look at cited reference and so on. So with this information, we can write our report on this specific database. Other databases will have the same interface, or it will be different depending on who is the provider of the database.